Hey guys, Eli here, and I'm taking a quick poll here. I was wondering if you could help me out. As you can see here by the board, I don't know if it's reversed, but you can still read it. Some of you may have noticed that know me, that I changed my last name on Facebook, but not across all social media and other platforms. But I've always wanted to change my name, and I've been wrestling back and forth, and about a year ago, maybe a little bit longer, a buddy of mine, we talked about it, and he's actually a numerologist. And I said that, this is my name, and he ran the numbers, and he did this basically a readout of all my challenges and life path based on this numerology. And I said, well, I've always thought about changing it to Wilde. It's just taking two letters out of the middle of my last name instead of Wilhide, just taking out the HI, and it's Wilde, Wilde. When I was really young, there was an actor I loved, Cornelius Wilde. I love, of course, Oscar Wilde. This has been a theme for me, and I wanted to when I was an actor, but I didn't because I was afraid I might upset my family. And I had had a little bit of career success with Tony prior to that, so I didn't want to seem out of integrity, but it was going to be a stage name, and I didn't do it. And I've always thought, like, man, I always kind of wanted to do it. And now that I've done it just on Facebook, I was going to do it across all social media platforms. And some of you know, I've been doing group coaching. I do a lot of coaching these days, but wanted to go big. And so before I go big with my platform and my brand, I was thinking, which one should it be? And I was wondering if I could get your help. I have a lot of positives and some not so positives. I've asked many different friends. One of them owns a branding agency. Another is like super awesome, successful entrepreneur. Just a lot of awesome people I've asked, and I've had a mix of opinions. And there's really no like burning desire to do it, except for that I've always kind of wanted to do it. But on the flip side of that, and this numerologist guy said that basically with my numbers and my letters and my name this way, it would like expand the universe and I'd become like a superhero, basically is what he said. But in all seriousness, I've thought a lot about this over the years. My father's father was adopted by a German family when he was just a baby, and their last name was Wilhide. So it's an adopted name, and I don't know what his original last name was, but it's an adopted name. And I've thought a lot about that. It's not my real name. I know a lot of African Americans here that I'm friends with that have changed their name because they had last names like Johnson or Washington, and those were obviously not their birth names. And so some of them said, you know what, I'm changing it to this, or they just came up with their own name. They're like, I'm going to name myself. And speaking of which, I was over a friend's place also about a year ago, and I was talking about this name change then. And he said that he was over, he's kind of like a hippie ayahuasca mushroom, kind of cool guy. And he said he was over this, a friend's house, and they had a child there, a 3-year-old child, 3 years old. And he said, what's your boy's name? And they said, we don't know. He said, he hasn't named himself yet. He said, who are we to name him? He said, he's going to name himself. So every week, this kid would come up with a new name like Firestorm or just something crazy like that. I was like, wow, how powerful would it be to name yourself? And, nowadays, what's stopping us other than our own mindset? And that sense of freedom to be able to name yourself. I don't mind the name Wilhide, but some of you that know me well know where I'm at in my career. I broke off from Tony this year, and I've done, over 10,000 big ticket sales from him, and I've done 3,000 trainings for his company. So a lot of people know me from that. I've also seen a lot of people break off from his company, just like I have, and everything they do, and I've been guilty of this too, is Tony this, Tony that, but also they use Tony's name to leverage their own business. Oh, when I worked with Tony, and if from SEO and Google search, Tony he's such a big brand at this point, people try to leverage his name and his content into their stuff, which I don't agree with. So I've taken painstaking trials and tribulations into making sure that my content is not, it's influenced, a little bit influenced, but not a copycat of his content. So also as I break off and I'm doing my own thing, part of me wants to have a clean cut from that, not need that. So also the linguistics of it, Eli will hide, like I've been hiding behind this whatever. I probably could have done a lot more on my own already in the self-development space, a lot of other spaces, but there's that Eli will hide as opposed to being wild. And the plus side is that I want to, but on the downside, Because I'm about to go large with my brand and do the marketing and all that stuff, some people might see that I changed my name and think that it's out of integrity, or maybe that I'm hiding something. That I will hide something by changing my name to Wilde. So I've been a little bit back and forth with it. It is a little bit of a pain in the butt, but I know some of you have done it, or you know people that have. I was just wondering, what is your opinion, and what is your personal opinion on me doing it, changing it to one of these? It's either going to be Wilde Influence for what I'm teaching, and we'll do a similar branch off, kind of like Brendan Bouchard has all these like one major Brendan brand, and then he's got the sales stuff, high performance stuff, modeling him a bit. He's obviously very successful, and modeling him gets me out of the modeling of Tony Robbins, who I've modeled so much in the past. So anyway, I'm friends with a lot of you, so I was just wondering what your opinion is. Oh, they're still going. Awesome. Talk to you soon. If you could just leave me a message, let me know, Wilde or Wilhide, down there. PM me or shoot it down there. Just say one or the other. And if there's any reason either way, that would be awesome too. Thanks so much for watching.